Good morning, YouTube. Hope you are well. 3 days out, 3 days out, another very exciting day awaits us. We have woke up pretty goddamn sharp today, and if you watched the last video, obviously we trialled some peak max yesterday as well, and it seemed to have been pretty positive, had a positive impact on us. So I'm just gonna prop these up here, just got meal one going down, and then we'll talk over the plan of action for the day, which is very, very exciting. So, yep, 3 days out, which is crazy to say because this is absolutely flown in, to be honest with you. So, we have got baseline rest day food today with a slight reduction in protein. So another day of the lower carbs. So 125 grams of carbs, and obviously today's a rest day as well. So it's also a little bit more food because obviously yesterday was a training day as well. If that kind of makes sense. Obviously, yeah, that makes sense. So we've got that going down. Usual food, fluid, etc. Salt, nothing changes there. And then it's just a slight reduction in steps once again. So instead of 8k steps, we have got 6k steps. Obviously usual steps in prep was like 12k. So just freshen up there, dropping off fatigue. We woke up 0.2 kg lighter today, which is 0.1 kg heavier than the lowest of prep, which is lovely stuff. So that is at 63.7 kilos. And as I said, I'll pop up some shots of this morning. Midsection is really tight as well, which is a really good data for us to have. Especially that's something that we kind of not struggled with, but something that we could improve on from last show, is that we did have a little bit of a watery midsection. So hopefully keeping that tight a lot tighter this time around, which I'm sure we will. So that's the plan of action. Another lower day of food today before we can start filling up a little bit more tomorrow. We have got a midday check-in today at 2 p.m, so I'll run you through that and you can kind of see how we're looking then. The camera's on charge as well, so that's why we're on the phone right now. That's the plan. Feeling good, looking good, very exciting. You know, like as I do just get closer to show, like especially last time, like it does make you just think about the process a lot more, be extremely grateful for it. And this morning, just going to remind you to enjoy the process, be grateful for it. You know, it's a beautiful, beautiful process. The process is the prize at the end of the day. Like, you know, the goal of stepping on stage simply is just a byproduct of loving the training, loving the lifestyle, and that is your reminder for that. So no matter where you are in your day today, take the time to be present, be grateful. If you're doing cardio, enjoy it. If you're about to train, have a good motherfucking session. And if you're going to bed, have a good sleep. But we've got meal one going down. I'm going to take you through the meals today. Total macros for today will be 200 protein, 125 carb, and 50 grams of fat. The plan of action for the day ahead as well, we have got usual meals, obviously as I said, 6k steps. We have got haircut, show day trim going down. 3 days out, always has to be 3 days out, gives it a couple of days to marinate and peak for the show. And then we also have a full body shave as well, which also I'm not going to take you through. But we've got that one down, which is unfortunate. Need to shave all of this hair off the body. I'm not a very hairy person, so it's not too bad, but it just has a bit of a pain in the ass. So we've got that one down. And then we need to get a food shop in as well, because obviously tomorrow we're going to start kind of utilising lower volume foods, so they get stuff like bagels, etc. Stuff that I used in the last week that digested very well. Some skewers bars as well. Oof, I can't wait for them. But right now we have meal one going down. I'm going to stick this in the microwave, and then I shall show you what we have. Right, meal number one. Now this is a prime example of what happens when you slightly butcher your waking. Actually, that's okay. I let it in for a little bit too long, but it still is absolutely beautiful, as you can see. So no carbs in this meal. There will be no carbs mostly in the first 2 to 3 meals, depending on kind of what Josh wants. But right here we have 15 grams of dark chocolate and 80 grams of raspberries. I also will put up the macros for each meal as well. Obviously, we've run through all the meals for today. But that is meal number one going down. Apologies for the wash machine in the back as well. But usual antics going down today. Not much changes will be made to the meal plan. That will be kind of tomorrow, as I said. We might do most likely implement a little bit more food. But again, with peak week, in the case of taking it a day at a time, but also we'll take you through all of that jazz. But yeah, honestly, I'm liking the show day, Dash. You can let me know the feedback. But that is all. What I want to discuss about, obviously, after this, crack through the usual morning work block, but coaching as well, online coaching. Now, a lot of people think that online coaching is just a training plan, a meal plan, and a little bit of help. But as a coach, I am literally a problem solver. Like, my job is solving problems on the daily, and that's what I feel like people don't understand, and they almost feel like they don't need a coach. However, when things pop up in your life, the challenges of the process, like, that is what a coach is there for, to lean on, to assist you in getting past these times and making sure that you stay on plan. There's a reason that 99.9% of the top athletes in the world have a coach. There's a reason for that, and a lot of people I speak to who are interested in coaching, they always say that they don't feel like they would get much out of it, and by if they do sign up, by that second, third week, they're like, "Yeah, I should sign up sooner." Every single person says that. So if you think you would not benefit from a coach, then why in God's earth is the best athletes in the world got a coach? You know what I'm saying? Every single person on this planet will benefit from a coach. Once again, I feel like this is me trying to be salesy. It's just not. It's just my genuine thoughts. So yeah, got me one down. Whey cake, beautiful, beautiful. Cakes and ice cream every day. Prep's that easy. So yeah, that is all, and I shall catch you for meal number 2. We might have a trim then, we'll see, but let's get it. It's time. Let's go. Right, we are back. We have had a very productive and busy morning. Show day trim acquired. As you can just see, literally just got back. The taper fed, Bosch, and food shop. The peak week / show day carb up food shop has been purchased, and I'm very, very excited to get tucked into some of these, which will most likely be tomorrow. Get tucked into some of the stuff. So literally this is the exact same stuff as last time. Low volume, high carb foods that digest very, very well with myself. So we've got the smooth caramel Snacky Jacks, beautiful stuff. Then we've got the best flavour of Squares bars. These literally taste like crack cocaine and feel like I'm literally binging and eating off fun. But that'll be a lovely little post-show treat as well. So obviously we'll be straight back on plan, just like last time after the show, because we will have another show in 3 weeks' time, which will be the first main show of the season. So got that. Then we've got the bagels. Do love a good bagel. Reminds me of peak off-season vibes. And then what else do we have? We've got strawberry jam, and I've also got some honey, and that is us. That is the food sources that I choose and select that I know digest well, that are very low volume and high carb. And we also got a normal food shop in here with some oat milk. I'll quickly run through it while my meal is getting cooked up, but this is what I make my Ninja Creamies with. No sugar, almond milk. What is it, like per 100 mils, it's 1 gram of fat and 0.6 protein and 0.2 carb. Easy peasy. And we got some water, some chicken breast, some spring onions, raspberries, and then the best fat / protein source that there is. Oh, but it's actually leaking, which is lovely. 5% beef mince. And then to finish off, we have got some white sourdough. And that is the food shop. Thank you for watching. Meal 2 is getting cooked up, and I can show you what we have. I put all this away. Right, this is probably the saddest meal you'll ever see. However, it gets the job done. I definitely could make this meal a little bit better and spice it up, but I really just don't care. It gets the job done and it's lovely. So literally just got 175 grams of beef, a bit of ketchup, and 80 raspberries in here with 1.5 grams of salt. I definitely could make it, pull it into like a burger bowl and add some like veg and stuff, but honestly, as I said, I really don't care. And if you know me, I am the least food focused person possible. Saying that, I also do own a Ninja Creamy, so that is pretty hypocritical of me, but yeah, that is the meal. Getting tucked into this will be scoffed in 0.5 seconds, as it is a very small meal, but yeah, change. So obviously today's a rest day, so I have 5 meals today as well, and then on training days I've got 4 meals plus my intra, so still having like 5 protein servings for today, and that is something that I have not recently introduced, but in prep I do like to have 5 meals on my rest day.
just to have the kind of same protein servings and meal timings throughout the day as well. So yeah, got this going down, and then we have our next meal, and then we have the check-in with Josh as well, which will actually add a bit of carbs in this next meal because Josh wants me having 50 carb in this next meal. And then I've got, I think, 3 to 4 litres of water tab as well, just because we will be on stage, like being on stage around about 2 p.m. ish. So that's when we're going to take photos today, with like a like practice ish show day, with taking like a little bit of food before, a little bit of hydration, see how we look, for like a practice show day, as I just said. So yeah, we've got that going down, and I shall see you for meal number 3, which will be the last one before the little midday check-in. Right, we are back in the kitchen as usual. Meal number 3 is being made. I think I discussed this is usually my meal 4, but swapping the meals about just so we can have a little bit more carbs before we check in with Mr. JC. So while I'm making this, the topic of discussion that I wanted to talk about is enjoying bodybuilding without competing. I think it's almost a trend to compete nowadays, and obviously I'm competing this year, but I feel like a lot of people force it on themselves because they think it's, they need to compete to bodybuild in itself, but you do not need to have goals to step on stage. It is that simple. You can enjoy bodybuilding without having competitive aspirations. Like, you can literally do the exact same things, but just not getting in stage condition and doing a prep. It's that simple. If you don't have the desire to compete, that doesn't mean that bodybuilding isn't for you, because bodybuilding in itself is the pursuit of just being better, bettering your physique development, and that and competitive bodybuilding and stepping on stage is 2 different things. So don't feel like you need to step on stage. And I feel like a lot of people underestimate kind of what it takes, when it comes to lifestyle wise, the quote unquote sacrifices. Like when I'm in prep now, like this daily lifestyle that you see in this, like honestly, like nothing much is going to change when I go into off season, because this is the life that I want to live, and I don't feel like I'm sacrificing anything at all when it comes to my nutrition, when it comes to my lifestyle, etc. This is the way I want to live my life, and if you feel like the process of bodybuilding and prepping is a burden to you, and you see it in a very negative light, then prep might simply not be for you, and competing might not be for you. But don't feel like, once again, don't force yourself to compete, because that's what we see on social media, and that's why you see a lot of people hating on the process of bodybuilding and coming out of a prep just ruined, and really having a negative outlook on the process of bodybuilding, and start to resent bodybuilding because they've had such a bad and negative prep, for example. So that's just what I want to kind of talk about here, is just don't force it. Competing, you can still be a bodybuilder without having competitive aspirations, and don't feel like that is a thing that you need to do. It should feel like a natural progression to step on stage. As I said earlier, stepping on stage and like prepping is just it's just a byproduct of loving the process. And before you prep, you really need to make sure that, first of all, you're actually able to prep when that comes to financially, mentally, physically, that you're actually able to do so, and things like your relationship with food, for example, needs to be in a good spot before you prep. There's a lot of things that really need to be in place for you to have a successful prep, and not lead it to you starting to hate the process, which is not what we want, because we do this because we enjoy it at the end of the day, and if you don't enjoy doing something, then don't do it. And as well with that is your reason for competing. If you do want to compete, if you do have aspirations to compete, what is your reason for competing? That's a big one as well. And I feel like once again, that is something that you really need to think about, and you should be competing for the correct reasons. If you're competing for social media, external validation, etc., like you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And prepping is an extreme. Like, it's a beautiful process, don't get me wrong, it's absolutely amazing, but that's not to say that it doesn't come with its own challenges. And it is hard, because prepping and getting in stage condition is literally just bodybuilding, but extreme, and it is difficult. Like, you're literally taking your body to a place where it really does not want to be, and it's going to, the prep adaptations that you pick up when you do get in stage condition. It's not a necessarily fun place to be. Like, it's not it's not a necessarily healthy place to be as well. Like, you're literally are pushing your bodies like to the very much extremes. I was gonna say, like, you're not on the brink of death, but like you literally have minimal body fat on you, like the health implications that can bring up as well is simply just not worth it if you do not want to compete and really love the process of bodybuilding in itself. So that's just something I wanted to discuss. And if you are thinking about prepping, making sure you are doing it for the right reasons, simply just because you do love the process and want to, trial it out, or if something that, in my opinion, it just should feel like a natural progression, and it's not something that you should be doing you just want to be like someone on social media, etc. Like, actually, before you prep as well, make sure you actually spend time living the lifestyle of a bodybuilder. You've actually went through a diet as well, so your first experience of a deficit isn't a prep, because that's going to be a major shock for you, and it's going to make, once again, prep a lot harder, because once again, prep is an extreme, but making sure you're going into prep in as much as a positive state as possible to make it as easy as possible, because prep as well, if you are getting true stage condition, you're going to be in prep for a while. Like, my prep's going to last 28 weeks long. 28 weeks of my life is spent in a deficit. Obviously we have high days, etc., but that's a long time spent dieting, and that's going to come with the prep symptoms, etc. And if you really don't love the process or doing it for the right reasons, when times get tough, when times get hard, you're just going to be miserable. It's that simple, and that's not what bodybuilding's for. Once again, it's a beautiful process, and once again, something I talk about a lot is perspective. The way you view everything, it's absolutely everything. The way you view your outlook in life is literally the way you live life. You know what I'm saying? That's something I really truly believe, and something that I put out on my socials a lot. Perspective really is everything. So making sure if you're prepping, or no matter what phase you're in, be grateful for it. As I kind of said this morning, but enough yap. Going to finalise making this meal. I just started a podcast. I just started a fucking podcast, but yeah, I shall see you when this meal is made up. Right, the meal is here. First of all, I cook all of my chicken and my meats on the grill. Best way to have it. It's so easy, convenient as well. I've actually just got a little George Foreman grill. So good. It's my little baby. It makes prepping meals very easy, and the chicken just tastes so good on the grill. So as you can see, we have 150 grams of chicken breast, 15 grams of ketchup on the side there, 50 grams of sourdough, 80 grams of raspberries, and 10 grams of dark chocolate. Total macros on screen right now as well. And this is the first of the direct carb sources going in. And we've got 2 meals left for the day, and then the final meal will have the rest of the carbs for the day. So the time is 1:30, and then eat this, and then at 2 o'clock I will weigh myself and check in, as we discussed with Josh, and I'll take you through that. I'm going to predict it's going to be a pretty good look. Once again, it's like a kind of practice show day-ish. Obviously it's like pretty different, of course, but as well, like with this show at the weekend, it's in Scotland, which is really good, and I'm actually going to be staying at my house the day before the show as well, which is really ideal. Just to kind of chill out as well. Like, traveling can be pretty stressful, especially like last time I wouldn't say it's stressful, but like a 6-7 hour drive, it's like a lot less stress. So that should benefit us a lot as well, which will be good. And obviously that'll be like the only show this season where it will be the case. So yeah, gonna get this in, and then I shall see you when we are checking in. So let's go. Check-in time. First of all, apologies because the lighting isn't the best, and you can't really see me. It's not the best kind of representation of the physique, but I thought I'd still show it and kind of go over as well, just to kind of keep us in the loop and give you a chance to see the physique and how we're looking. So, as we discussed multiple times, these were taken 3 meals in at 2 p.m. We weighed in at 65.1 kilos. So I am 65.1 kilos here, which is really good data to have. And if you've been following along, the post-workout shots were at 66 kilos. So as predicted, like, this is around about where we kind of want to step on stage. Once again, this will be a similar time to when we step on stage, similar kind of meals. So this is 3 meals in, 4 litres of water, 4 grams of salt, and then we've had 115 grams of protein, 47 carb, and 28 fat. Obviously, on show day, we'll probably have about similar carbs-ish. We'll go over the plan as well, obviously, with assessing shots and kind of the feedback that Josh sent as well. But yeah, like we really do not need a lot of it on show day, and that's something we learned last time as well, just to keep that midsection pretty tight, which in these shots as well, the midsection is tight, which is really good. And it's a really good indicator, just that in itself, of just a look that we want pretty much. So once again, data, really good data to have, and yeah, it's kind of just replicating this on show day pretty much. We pretty much know what we are doing up until show day now, which I'll kind of run through. So rest of the day, absolutely no changes. Continue to do what we do. Like we pretty much planned this peak like to a T. We've literally followed everything to a T. Like I've got the sheets up here. Me and Josh got in a call. We literally planned out the week from start to finish, and we've literally not really had to adjust much. Once again, that was going off past data and all of that. But yeah, today we'll also continue to run just baseline rest day food, and then the plan is where are we here? So tomorrow we will top up filming, so a little bit more food going in tomorrow, obviously with the kind of lower carbs as well, which is lovely stuff. So a little bit more food going in tomorrow, which is always nice, you know what I'm saying? And then on Saturday, once again, could be subject to change, but it'll be back to today's macros, so baseline food there. And that'll obviously be 1 day out, so kind of lower food 1 day out, just carrying that fullness from the day previous. And then we really will not eat a lot of food 1 day out, so low amount of food on 1 day out. And then on Sunday, it'll be a case of kind of having similar fluid, a little bit of food until show, and then step on stage is the plan. So that is how we're looking, that is where we're at 3 days out, which is very, very exciting. So yeah, that is everything. That is goddamn everything. I shall catch you for the next meal of the day, which is an absolute behemoth of a meal, is the way to describe it. The beauty, you know what it is. Take it away. What have we got here? Of course we'll have a look. This is history right here. This is history right here. This is the final creamy until show day. It's a sad day, but it's a good part of the day. Absolutely perfect. We've also got a new flavour here. 2 tips as well is with your whey. First of all, making sure that you're weighing your whey using a scale in grams, not using a scoop, 2 scoop, etc. because that's not going to be accurate at all. And if you're using Perform as well, the different flavours. I'm not sure about different brands, I'm sure it is the same with different brands, but making sure that when you use if you're using different flavours, there is different macros, so just make sure. But we have got a taste test going down. S'mores, big fan of this. This is what I have in the morning with the whey cake, so let's go. That is good. That might be a top contender with a Ninja Creamy, goddamn. Going out with an absolute bang. That is so good. That is very good. As a creamy, that might be up there. I think this and cookies and cream is the best I've had so far. So 1.5 grams of salt in here. This just honestly just amazes me every time. It's literally a pint of ice cream up. This is literally the meal. 30 grams of whey, 50 grams of whey in this, sorry, and 400 grams of almond milk. Macros on screen. One more meal to go. Let's go. Right, you beautiful people, you join me at the final meal of the day. Probably my favourite meal, to be honest. I do love a bit of mince and rice. I do like my red meat. I'm a red meat kind of guy, so biggest meal of the day, highest carb meal of the day, obviously closest to the training window. But we have got 200 grams of 5% beef mince, 75 rice, 50 grapes, and then 10 grams of dark chocolate. Macros on screen now. We also have the new pod, well, old pod that's back. I do love a little podcast, so I'm going to watch that with the boys. Well, I'm watching it myself, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. But yeah, eat this, blue light blockers on, and a good night's sleep. Yes, last night's sleep again was absolutely beautiful. Solid 9.5 hours in bed. Sleep in a minute is just so good. Absolutely loving it. Just with being a lot more fresher. So yeah, that is what we've got going down. That is a full day of eating. That is us 3 days out. I'll also pop up some photos that I literally just took, because I just finished off shaving my legs. My legs have never looked like that. Like, the condition is being brought 100%, and you know, this isn't even 100%. Like, I'm going to be pulling off more for the main show of the season. the first main show of the season. Obviously, this show is still a quote unquote warm up. But me and Josh are both happy. We're both confident this peak has gone so good so far. So good so far. So to plan. So far you can tell it's approaching the end of the day. My brain is just slowing down. So got this going down. Mince and rice. Goated meal. Spring onion barbecue sauce in there. And that is us, the full day of eating. This is my rest day baseline food, and then look out for tomorrow where we're adding in a bit more food, which will be exciting, and a lot of adjustments to the meal plan, also with the kind of lower volume of food, which I'm looking forward to. That'll be a good day tomorrow. We're going to get tucked into this, unwind, go to bed, get some of this edited and uploaded for tomorrow. So I appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully you're enjoying the peak week daily vlogs. I'm enjoying making them. And that is all. 3 days out complete. 3 motherfucking days. And I shall see you for 2 days out. Good night.